Now that old Joe is officially the president, he's admitting that all throughout the campaign, him and his mouthpieces in the media were completely lying when they said that President Trump wasn't doing enough to slow the spread of the coronavirus.
If we fail to act, there will be a wave of evictions and foreclosures in the coming months as this pandemic rages on, because there's nothing we can do to change the trajectory of the pandemic in the next several months.
In other words, the Trump administration came up with the best plan possible, and old Joe can't think of anything to change or do differently. Dr. Fauci, on the other hand, has been thinking long and hard about this and has come up with one thing that could be done.
A lot of folks are hearing now about double masking, wearing two masks or trying to get one of those N95 medical grade masks. Do you believe that that's advisable and makes a difference?
You know, it likely does, because, I mean, this is a physical covering to prevent droplets and virus to get in. So if you have a physical covering with one layer, you put another layer on, it just makes common sense that it likely would be more effective. And that's the reason why you see people either double masking or doing a version of an N95.
2 masks, that's the Biden coronavirus plan. I mean, what's next? Wearing 3? Oh wait, what's this?
So experts say you can double up with a tight weave fabric mask for added protection. Now, Virginia Tech researchers found that doubling up these cloth masks increases the efficacy from 50 to 75%. A 3-layer mask could block up to 90% of the particles.
3 masks now, that's the plan. That's literally the only thing that the Biden administration is doing differently. I have a good enough memory, however, to recall that just last year, Dr. Fauci said that we really don't even need one.
People should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is.
That's the man that the Democrats believe is going to get us through this thing, and this is his boss. Did he just put a pen in his front pocket? I've never heard of anybody doing that in my entire life. That is dumber than running with scissors. This is the man who now has the nuclear codes. And because he has a hard time speaking, he has an official spokesperson, Jen Psaki, the new White House press secretary, who isn't much better.
I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you. I'll circle back with you if there's more to convey. I'll have to just circle back with you. We can circle back. I'm happy to circle back with you. I can circle back. I will have to circle back on that one. That's an excellent question. Oh, such an important question. We will circle back with you, and we'll circle back with you. It's an interesting question, but we'll circle back. I'm happy to circle back, but I'll have to circle back with you on it. It's a good question, but we'll circle back with you on this today. We will certainly circle back with you more directly.
May I remind you that she's only been the press secretary for 1 week, and we already have a compilation like that. Things are not all fun and games, however, although it is impossible in many cases to distinguish a joke from something that liberals actually believe, but Twitter did ban Mike Lindell, the MyPillow guy, because apparently Jack Dorsey is afraid that a guy who sells pillows might undermine our democracy. Twitter said that he violated their civic integrity policy by continuing to doubt that old Joe won the election fair and square, which is strange, of course, because there literally isn't a single Democrat on planet Earth who was even temporarily suspended from Twitter for doubting that Donald Trump won the election fair and square back in 2016. Twitter also announced that they're going to be hiring an army of volunteer hall monitors who they're going to give administrative powers to, who can then add notes to people's tweets if they think that somebody has posted something false or misleading. I myself did apply for the position because if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I often fact check the liberal media just in the replies, but if I could be given administrative access, that would be great, but of course, I was denied. The good news is that after my video last week demonstrating how Twitter had shadow banned me from the search box so that when people who weren't already following me looked up my account to follow me, so that it looked like I wasn't even on Twitter, it's now miraculously fixed. And I'm sure that that was just another glitch. It's always just a mistake. If you saw that video, then you may also recall that I had a certain facial reaction to a certain individual who will remain unnamed in this video. And then I joked that I had probably committed face crime, but it wasn't a joke, and it turns out that I did, because the YouTube moderators, out of the blue, just decided to manually review that video because they're probably watching everything that I do like a hawk trying to get rid of me. And so they manually demonetized the video, and then in the feedback, now they give you feedback as to the reason, and they said that I had committed hate speech, even though I didn't even say anything. It literally was just a facial reaction, an unconscious reaction to seeing something. And I knew that I committed face crime, but I'm not sorry. That's why I keep telling you to subscribe to me on Rumble. So download the app. They're actually surprisingly in the App Store. They're basically like YouTube was back in 2013, 2014, 2015, even in 2016, before they started unrolling all of these Orwellian policies. So definitely click the link in the description below and subscribe to me on Rumble. YouTube just announced that they locked Donald Trump out of his channel indefinitely. At the moment, all of his videos are still up. But who knows, in another week, or if he gets convicted by the Senate in their sham impeachment trial, they'll probably dump all the videos down the memory hole and just delete them all. But at the moment, they're still up, but he can't upload anything, even though the strike that he got on his channel for, questioning that which shall not be questioned expired after a week. The lockout did. The strike lasts for 3 months, but the lockout was for 1 week. But they've decided to keep him out of his channel indefinitely. They also completely demonetized Rudy Giuliani's channel. He has a YouTube channel. It's actually pretty popular because everybody's a YouTuber these days, but his channel, just like OEN, totally demonetized everything. I would actually be surprised if he makes it much longer on Twitter, and you know how right I've been about the coming censorship over the last few years, and I'm sure that they're having discussions in Twitter, and he's on the top of their list to get rid of next. Just having an account on Gab is now considered to be a fireable offense, according to at least this literary agency, which tweeted out that they found out that one of their agents had an account on Gab. Not that they're posting anything that they found to be, I'm sure that was offensive, but not that it was like totally outrageous or a fireable offense, but just having an account on Gab now is bad. And if you notice that there are no mainstream Republicans who will publicly acknowledge that Gab exists and will not open accounts over there, only a small handful of members of Congress, I think just a couple freshmen, have. And of course, no members of the conservative media, not even anyone over at Fox News these days, will admit that Gab exists or sign up with Gab or tell people to go and join Gab because they've read the Wikipedia page for Gab and apparently they trust what Wikipedia has to say. Oh, and I almost forgot, Facebook took down another post of mine, censored another post, issued another penalty on my page, told me again that my page is being considered to be just deleted altogether because I posted this Newsweek article and then I added the commentary, censoring Trump supporters isn't changing our minds, it's only confirming our suspicions. And then they literally didn't get the irony in censoring that. Subscribe to my channel here if you're new, and be sure to follow me on all the alternative platforms that I've mentioned, which I will leave linked up in the description below. And if you enjoy watching my videos, support the channel by heading over to my online store and picking yourself up a Trump's America shirt, the classic Liberalism Find a Cure shirt, or any of my awesome designs. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.